It's coffee. It's comics. It's music. It's Nerds on Coffee.
Are we recording? Are we?
Yeah!
Hello! I've been brought back to life with Soto Mediterranean.
Yeah, soda's dope. I probably have it no less than 4 times a month whenever I'm home. When
That's
I'm
amazing.
home. And that doesn't necessarily mean once a week. That could mean 3 days in a row, and then I wait 3 weeks. Then I'll wait 3 weeks and have it again.
The best part about this right now is that we've taken about an hour in between the last 2 episodes or like an hour and a half since the last episode that we recorded. And it was mainly because we've talked about Nazis and we've talked about racism and we've talked about things on this podcast that are way past any acceptable line, and yet you guys still listen. However, there is a line that we had found, and we had to get that conversation out off air, and now we're back.
Wait, what was it? Wait, of just everything that we were talking about from like the past
That's
month?
the line.
Oh,
That's the line.
I was like, wait a minute.
Don't you agree, or should we have it again?
Wait, just the bullet point. Just give me a clue, because I don't. We talked about so many things.
No, like literally everything that we've just been talking about off air.
Oh yeah, like you can't talk about it on the show.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we found the line. That's why.
Oh well, but the line is just like it's like that was like a really personal conversation about like our experiences. And, like,
Yeah.
we can't really talk about that because it would cause a lot of problems.
But that's the line then.
Absolutely, yeah. We can't cause problems for ourselves, but we'll absolutely cause problems for all of you.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Great. Yeah.
You articulated it way better than I could.
So like if you're having like a get together with your friends, and you're like, hey man, like I've listened to, like I've heard about this funny podcast. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna try and impress my friends, like, and put this show on, and we're gonna listen to a podcast together. We're gonna let you down, and your friends are gonna look at you like an asshole about 2 minutes into whatever episode you pick. Your credibility is gonna be shot, and they're now all gonna hate you for it. So if that's not the best promo for our podcast, I don't know what is. Money can't buy that kind of marketing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know for me, every time I listen to these episodes, I lose at least 1,000 brain cells.
Yeah.
But then I remember that there's people that really enjoy it,
Oh yeah.
which then I get sad.
Oh man, you've come, yeah, you've come to destroy the very thing you've had to protect.
Yeah, exactly. Do no harm, do no harm.
I had a really funny thought today.
Just one.
That I'm willing to tell you about, and so I was walking back from getting some chocolate milk, and because like I love chocolate milk.
Did I propagate that from my photo last night?
Oh no, this is just a normal occurrence. This is just normal. But
So you've turned from drinking to drinking milk.
no, I still drink milk.
Right, but do you think you drink more milk now that you are sober?
It's not possible. I already drank the maximum amount of milk that you can drink.
So before you tell me your story, I have a question.
Okay.
Have you broken bones?
In me or other people? Because
In
yes to both.
In you.
Yeah, definitely. I have a lot. I have really loose joints, and I have a lot of broken bones.
I was gonna say because when I was a kid, I drank 1 to 2 gallons of milk a week,
yeah, I probably wasn't far off from that.
and I never broke a bone. And
Oh.
I always turned to my calcium
oh
in the
yeah,
milk and my strong bones as something that was a byproduct of the amount of milk I drank. But
yeah.
now you just reminded me that it's probably more because I'm like a Nordic god than it is.
Well, as we've been shown through Endgame, like Cap's shield can be destroyed. So
And so can Thor's body.
can Thor's body, but that's through a lot of emotional abuse and regret.
Not too far distant than my own life.
What's the silent killer? Regret. No, so like I've been for like probably 2.5 months, maybe 3 months now. I've been going to the gym like almost every day, like very regularly. I've been like being healthier, and I've been like taking care of myself emotionally and physically, and I've just been
You still go
I've just
to
been
a
overall
psychologist, right?
overall better. Yeah, I go to therapy like once a week.
And
And whenever I'm on the road, I do like Skype sessions with my
that's really
therapist.
tight.
I can't live without my therapist.
does she or he?
It's a guy, yeah.
He knows about our podcast.
My old he knows that I do one.
Have you told him about it?
I don't think ethically he could or would listen to it. Actually, I don't know. I told him about it. He's like, "Oh man, that sounds dope. I'm gonna have to check it out." I'm like, "I don't think you should, because I don't want to have to pay you more. Because you're gonna ask me, to
That's
come
exactly
back.
where I was going.
You're gonna ask me to come back more than I'm coming now after you listen to our podcast, and I just don't. I can't. I literally in a situation to where I am 50% of two people who are creating art to try and make money. I can't afford for you to listen to it. So don't. I literally in an area, like in a world where I can't afford for people to not consume my art because it's how I make a living. I cannot afford for you to listen to it. So don't. Don't. Having said that, he may have already listened to all of them.
He might be listening to this one.
Like right now, like we'll put it out and he'll be like, so, like it's like 2 weeks. So like I'm gonna go in. He's gonna be like, all right, I have some news. You're fucked. Give me $200.
Amazing.
No, so I've just been getting. I love going to therapy. I think everyone should go. My old therapist.
This is therapy for me.
This is therapy. No, that's great. Yeah, and it can take on many different forms. If you want to have that conversation, like it doesn't have to be like the traditional sense.
No, I'm not even in the podcast. Just talking to you is therapy.
Oh, that's great. I
Yes.
appreciate that. So my old therapist was a woman. She was great. She got a new job in San Francisco and moved, and so I switched and I started going to another guy who, nothing against my other therapist. She was incredible, but I think is just caters better to me.
Does he have a beard?
To no, I don't think so. This is like the episode of The Office where they can't remember if Stanley has a mustache or not.
I always expect like psychologists to be like these like intelligent bearded men who have that bottle of whiskey just waiting.
Oh yeah.
He just like he's like asking you questions while sipping on a neat glass of like bullet bourbon
Right, no,
with like a cigar.
What you're describing is an asshole, and my psychologist is like actually like really chill, and he does not have a beard.
But he does have whiskey?
No, not in front of me. No, so anyway, I'm going to tell my chocolate milk story through describing how my health has been getting better, like physically and mentally.
Wait, what type of chocolate milk?
Oh, True Moo.
Okay.
Whole all the way.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. None of this, even though I know it's a better brand and a stronger brand, Nesquik, but not Nesquik,
I disagree. Man. True Moo's fucking... That's real chocolate milk.
I know,
yeah,
man.
No.
I don't think you can even begin to argue that Nesquik is a stronger brand, though. Like globally, Nesquik is fucking massive.
But to that point, and if you're listening sequentially to our episodes, McDonald's is a better brand, but Paul's Burgers are better burgers.
Oh, absolutely. 1,000%. So
if you don't get that reference, fuck you for not listening in a row.
Right? Know us better. I went to the gym today, and I love chocolate milk so much that it became a problem. Like I was just drinking so much chocolate milk, and
doesn't sound like a problem.
No, when you marry a dietitian, a lot of things are problems. You don't realize are problems. So
was it the $4 bottles of True Moo, or was it the consumption of the insane amounts of sugar?
It was just lots of sugar and fat and calorie. And it's
have you ever homemade like cacao chocolate milk?
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not.
It's
not.
It
doesn't have sugar.
I know. It's not processed. It's all fucking get out. It doesn't come from the milk. Does not come from cows that were very angrily destroyed in a fucking metal box and then put too much sugar in and processed and then shipped for $1 to my shitty donut shop at the end of my street. Like that's real chocolate milk. It's sad, but it makes me happy. And so
I agree. I think to that point, anytime the only item that I drink or consume that I try to be the healthier version is Diet Coke because I objectively like the taste better than regular Coke.
But you know that has aspartame in it, which actually increases your appetite, makes you eat more.
Totally.
So that's a caveat.
Yeah. But to that point, like I would actually drink Mexican Coke over Diet Coke.
1,000%.
I just don't like the taste of American Coca-Cola more than Diet.
It's way too sugary.
Exactly.
It's way too sugary.
Exactly.
Of like the wrong kind of sugar, because Mexican Coke is cane sugar,
it's so good.
which is more pure, and you don't have to have as much in there, and so it doesn't make you feel like sticky on the inside whenever you drink
Exactly.
it. It's like, yeah, so
I'm with you on that.
yeah, totally. So, which by the way, I feel like I should just throw out a side note of like I'm not about animal cruelty, like talking about like the cows and the chocolate milk, like.
But are you?
Oh, I don't support it, but I also don't condemn it with my dollar because I still buy products that come through like the what I'm gonna guess is the unethical euthanization of animals to provide food for America.
I think the best way to say what you're saying is if a better system was put into place that would not cost more money, I would be for that system. However, there's 300 million people that need to be fed in a construct of a society that not more than one generation ago had 50 million people.
Oh, totally.
So there are concessions that we have to make for the global and the holistic view.
Well, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, the few in this scenario are vegans and PETA, which also are two groups of people. Fuck you. Like
back to bring full circle to the last episode. Vegan cat people. Joe Rogan.
We didn't actually talk about that.
No, we talked about Joe Rogan.
We talked about Joe Rogan. Yeah,
Have
from
you
the
seen
same
that bit?
special.
Yeah.
I've seen all of them. I've seen all of them.
Vegan
Anyway,
cat people.
I have
It's
some
3
really-
a.m. I shouldn't click it. Fuck! I clicked it. 6 a.m.
I have some good friends that are vegans. I don't have anything against veganism.
I do.
It's fine.
I disagree.
Outwardly, I don't. Inwardly, I have lots of problems
Oh,
with
I
it.
see. I'm outwardly against it. I look at straight up. This is what I say to a vegan. I say, if you met a lion, would they not eat you?
Yeah, well, their argument is just like, well, that's the way nature works, and human blah blah blah. They go down the whole grammar, which I'm on your side.
But
I'm on
then
your
I
side.
say to them, I say, well, so it's like a trap, right? So then
Oh,
they say
totally.
that's how nature works. And I'm like, oh, yes. So just so that me and you are on the same page, that we talk about evolution the same way, you understand that we did not develop the brain to communicate and build things until we started eating meat.
Right, because
So-
protein's important.
Right. So
Yeah.
if you want to use your logic of that's not how nature works, then you can go back to living in a cave and just eating vegetables.
Right.
However, if you want to be living in a society with structures and airplanes, that is directly correlated to you and your ancestors eating protein. So
through meat.
through meat.
Yeah.
Through meat. Right. So fuck you.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of reasons why I disagree with veganism, and I can debate them all
Mind
day
you,
long.
there are some extenuating circumstances.
Sure.
Maybe there's a health issue.
Well, totally. That's always the
Right.
the caveat. But none of those people are making posts about being
Totally.
fucking whatever. Like I hate you. If you even put your hands on a leather jacket, you should be tried for murder. And I'm like, I will be. I'll try for your murder. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Right, and also but those people are also hypocrites because how many times have those vegans stayed in a hotel that has leather something?
It's the all or none argument. If you're going to condemn me for making a choice that is not in line with one,
Wait, does your car seat not have leather seats?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it does.
With one of the areas that you're choosing to care about right now at this point in your life, if you're gonna go on a soapbox, here's my thing. I don't have a problem with veganism because I think everyone should be able to just live the way that they want to live, and that's fine. My problem comes in to play here whenever they start having issues with how other people are living their lives, and they start going they start getting on this soapbox and they start putting all these swords out and they start following and martyring themselves for all these causes and being like, oh, blah blah blah. But it's not consistent because, like you just said, and it's a lot of these people are still consuming plastics. They still drive vehicles that emit fucking carbon dioxide
They
into
still
the
use paper,
Yeah,
which
they still
takes
use
away
paper.
Oxygen from the air.
Yeah. So it's so again, it's well, but it's just, and you bring that up to them and you're like, well, but it's just not, there are just some things that you can't get around, unfortunately. And if I could, I would. I'm like, no, you can. You totally can. They're called crazy people that live in the mountains alone and they live only off of the land and they don't talk to a single person for 30 years and they have 4 teeth and they grow 9 fucking feet of a beard and you're terrified of that person because they've tried to be so self-sustainable to literally reduce their carbon and and their literal and their metaphysical and their like mental footprint on this entire fucking solar system to the point to where you don't even know that they exist. And when you do know that they exist,
You
you're
were sad that
terrified
they
of them.
didn't drink chocolate milk for the last 30 years.
It's exactly right. So all I'm saying is just drink fucking chocolate milk. So I'm walking across the street. So I drink chocolate milk a lot, and I like
Daily?
it. Not daily, definitely daily.
2x a day?
Sometimes.
So we're talking like 10 to 14 chocolate milks a week.
7 to 14 a week. That's like the range. But I don't think that there's ever been a week where I've had 2 a day, like every day. But
Can we try for a week where you do 3 a days?
it's just 3 a days. I'm
For
kidding.
1 week.
Yeah.
And we'll just like do video vlogs on our Instagram.
Like,
of it.
oh man, the sad thing is that probably wouldn't even phase me. Wouldn't even feel like I would have to drink 10 a day for me to be like I'm doing something different. You know what I mean? No, but I'm not like that
Supersize Me?
anymore. Yeah, I'm not like that anymore. So like obviously, like it's no secret that like chocolate milk is a good. It's not bad, but it's not the best like recovery drink like post workout. But it's acceptable.
It's better than Gatorade.
Exactly. So it's an acceptable like recovery drink from working out. If you do cardio and you get your heart rate up for over an hour and you work out and like use like muscle groups for over an hour.
Sure.
So like that's the thing. It's like you have to actually do a real workout in order for your body to benefit from it, and you're just not again drinking sugar and fat. But so that's the consolation like with me and Amanda of just like, okay, like on days that I go to gym, which is almost every day now, and I don't drink chocolate milk every day afterwards because sometimes I just don't feel like it and I'm fine. But like that's when I do drink it now, it's after I get out of the gym. That's like my treat. It's just be like, okay, this isn't a bad recovery drink, and like it's actually serving a purpose, and like I can use it as an excuse to still drink something that I like. And so I was getting one today. I came back from the gym. Which, by the way, I rushed through my workout today because I thought you were going to be here like 4:30 and you just weren't, which I'm also glad that you slept the time you did because I've also been that tired before. And it's crucial, like all the sleep that you can
Well,
get in your
I'm
spare
not
time.
going to lie. I probably would have woken up on time. My phone had died.
Oh, your phone died? I thought you just had Do Not Disturb on.
No, my phone died.
No. Well, your phone did you a favor. Your phone died for your sins so you didn't have to. Your phone, Jesus' phone cares
Yeah, so
about
I
your
woke
sleep.
up on my own at 5, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So
So I had YouTube playing.
I go to nice. So I go to the gym, I come back, and then I go like walk to my donut shop to just get a chocolate milk. And on the way back, I had this like funny thought to myself that came from like a look that someone gave me when they drove by. And I'm just like guy walking across the street. To me, in my head, I'm just like going about my business. Someone drives by, they look at me, and they kind of give me like this weird look, like kind of confused at like why I'm there. Look, like not like aggressive, just enough of a little bit of like a head tilt of just like that's weird, or whatever. And then they just like went on. It was not even a thing, but I noticed it, and I was like, why'd they look at me weird? That's super weird. And the best reason I could come up with is that to me, I just got back from the gym. I'm a guy that's on the way to being like fit and healthy. And I was getting like, something to recover after my workout. I was still in my workout clothes. I changed my shoes, obviously. And I'm just walking back across the street. My best guess is that to them, they saw a guy who is well on his way to being out of shape and is walking back from a donut shop in the middle of the day, chugging chocolate milk in the middle of the street, sweating in a wet shirt and in Birkenstocks with no socks, like on a Monday. And so, like, to them, that's what they saw. And in all fairness, I judge them for not judging me harder if that's what they thought. Because if I saw that person, I'd be like, you should just stop trying and kill yourself right now. Like, so I think
Oh, man.
that's my best guess is the confused, like momentarily confused look that I got from like someone driving by, see me walking across the street. Because in my head, I'm just like, oh, this is just what I'm doing right now. I'm on the way back to the house. I know what I'm doing. They looked at me, and I'm assuming that that's what they thought and saw. And like, that's why they thought that. So
They definitely thought that.
yeah, I mean the evidence is there. Who might have disputed
Yeah,
that?
so they definitely thought that, and they probably thought about swerving into you.
They're like, I should just put this guy out of his misery and just run the fuck over him right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if we watched a replay of the situation, their car
Like security
veered,
footage?
It veered slightly.
And then the car behind them was like, like they're at home right now talking to like, babe, like a car in front of me, like they swerved really fast and like got jogged back in the lane. Like I guess they're trying to avoid hitting something, but I didn't see anything. I wonder what was going on. In their car, they're like, I just had, and like that person is like at home now, just like, babe, like I almost fucking killed a guy today because he was such a sad, pathetic piece of shit that I had to just like, I was trying to do the gracious, humanitarian thing and put him out of his misery. Like he was sweating and drinking chocolate milk in the middle of the street on a Monday at 4 p.m. like in sandals and a soaking wet shirt. Like, what kind of life is that? Like, that's my best guess.
And then his wife at the dinner was like, it's not your place to judge, honey.
It's not your place. You know, Timothy, you have a good heart.
and then they make out for a minute, pour a glass of red wine, and put it on Big Brother.
That's exactly what they do. They watch Caitlyn on Big Brother. Watch Caitlin's season of Big Brother.
Is she coming back on?
I don't know. I doubt it.
I saw a post on her Instagram the other day where she was like doing a bunch of press run for Big Brother.
Oh, they may be doing like finale shit or other. I have no idea. It's not a show that I watch. Yeah, and she knows that too. I tell her every time she comes over the house, I'm like, I don't watch your fucking show, right?
But no, yeah, it came up in my feed that she was doing like a bunch of press.
Gotcha.
So I was like,
she's got the best sense of humor, and she laughs
she's
about
pretty
too.
funny.
She's
pretty
super funny.
She should bring her on again at some point.
She can. Well, she's a guest this week. She's guest hosting Amanda's podcast with her.
Oh, amazing.
And she actually came to the El Rey show that we did.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, with Amanda and some of the other friends, and so they had a great time. They had dance parties.
Oh, that's so lovely.
They drank a lot of wine and vodka, and they just
whiskey.
No, not whiskey.
But vodka.
They just fucking turned up.
Maybe
man.
they had
a great night.
They have a Long Island.
I don't know. I was not in the area. Or
what did you wear for the show?
I wore just like black skinnies and
the red jacket.
No, it's warm again, and so I won't wear like jackets on stage unless it's like I'm cold and it's like cool inside, or if I'm not moving around to like acoustic shows. Almost all the time I have a jacket on because I'm not moving around.
Can we shave your head during a performance?
Nah. If I was at the point, like, because I usually like buzz my hair down like really, really, really short, like like once every year and a half, 2 years maybe.
During the show.
If I'm at the point to where I want to do that, we can do it during a show.
Yeah, like
I'm not just gonna like arbitrarily do. Yeah.
And then like a buzzer.
It's like, you know what? Here's the thing. I'll give we'll bring a barber on.
Okay.
And I'll sit in a chair and they'll buzz my hair like appropriately. They'll put the robe on. I'll still be playing guitar. They'll put the robe on like over me. The guitar will be under the robe. I won't be able to see what I'm playing. So I'm just sitting there and I'll give them like, I don't know, 64 bars of music or something like that. And they have to get it done in that amount of time.
And if they don't, that's just where you go with.
I guess this is a bet that's now against me, made by me. I'm not about this. I'm not about this at all.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. So tour was fun.
But yeah, so tell me about it. For those listeners that don't know, Kyle just got home from 40 days on the road with Mr. Henderson. 30 dates, 40 days. Every small middle America city that would listen to this podcast and blow their own brains out for realizing that that's where society's gone to.
Exactly.
And for every coastal city that listens to this podcast and thinks that's like culturally relevant.
Yeah.
You really hit both sides of the barometer.
That's the marginalization we strive for here at Nerds on Coffee.
I'm not wrong though.
I don't know if you're right or wrong. You're definitely not disputed, which I think is where a lot of people that fall into that category. So you know what? That's just dangerous. That's where dangerous opinions come from. That's why stupid people get powers, because like it doesn't matter whether you're wrong or right. It matters whether someone like disputes and confronts you, because like the moment you're put into a situation where you have to defend your opinion to somebody else, it becomes really clear whether you do or do not know what you're talking about.
Very true. So,
yeah, who knows? I'd probably lose all those arguments if someone walked up to me on the street cold and be like, "Hey, man, I listened to your show and I heard blah blah blah." I'd be like, "Oh shit, I wasn't prepared to answer any follow-up questions." Now, tour was fun. It was pretty easy. I mean, we were direct support on this tour, and like those gigs are always just like pretty cake. You know, we did like a 35-minute set. You know, it was just Logan and I on stage. Like I ran his entire show from like my playback rig and like my guitar rig. And I had like one Pelican case and like my guitar case and like that in like my suitcase, and that was it. And I just super easy. We usually showed up at sound check time every day to like load in and set up, because it literally, my setup was take the lids off my road case, put my laptops on top of the rig, and then fucking plug my guitar in. So it was pretty easy.
Yeah, because like I mean, tour can sometimes be brutal.
Absolutely.
But you guys had pretty decently timed shows that weren't too far away from each other.
No, I mean, we flew a good amount of the time. We drove a good amount of the time if the cities were within like a few hours.
How much fast food did you eat?
Pretty manageable. Almost none. I think I had Del Taco one night, but I got like a chicken and rice and avocado bowl, and so like I tried to make the better choice. But I tried, which again, it's like the last episode, I talked shit about people who went to McDonald's and got salads. It's like, fuck you, you know, right? You're really there. I totally went for the tacos, but then I got guilted into fucking getting the healthier option because I was with Logan. And like,
but again, these are the outliers, right? Like when we go to fast food joints, it's because we're on tour and our options are really fucked up fast food or like kind of fucked up.
Exactly.
Fast food.
Well, because like the situation is just like, oh, you're on a freeway in the middle of nowhere between two cities that aren't that big, and you have a Wendy's or a truck stop.
Where do you go?
And you have $7.
Bum, 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 bum.
Exactly. So I usually get a Frosty. So Logan and I were driving somewhere. I think I don't know, we were in the Midwest, or maybe we were in the Pacific Northwest already or something like that. We had like a 2-hour drive, and we added, I'm not shitting you, we added 30 minutes to the drive because we saw Sonic in the distance off the freeway and went to it and went through, and it was like 11:30 p.m.
You ate the Sonic though?
We got drinks.
What'd
And
you get?
milkshakes.
Obviously, but which milkshakes?
I'm a simple, so
You get the Oreo Blast?
no, I'm very, very simple when it comes to like milkshakes and ice cream. So I just got chocolate, because I also don't think you can beat a classic. I don't think that like, I think that
I'm a vanilla fan all
totally.
day.
I love vanilla. So like, I don't think anyone. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think
When people say, "Oh, you're so vanilla," I'm like, no. Literally, that's a term because it is so fucking popular.
Exactly.
That somebody.
Oh, you mean I'm the thing everyone likes and is the unit of measurement by all other flavors are graded
am
by?
Shaq.
Yeah, exactly. Shaquille O'Neal ice cream, motherfucker. No, so like I really hate the fact that like people try to like talk shit and like shame you for like eating like more simple flavors. And they're like, oh, you don't get like the top with the swirl and like the double and like 9 fucking ingredients and like all these toppings or whatever in this flavor. And it's like, you're so basic or whatever. And I'm like, I don't like, fuck you, man. Like all your shit came from my shit. Like, I mean, the most foundational flavor of ice cream that there is. Like,
That's like saying that you don't like the
chocolate ice
colors
cream.
like green, blue, and red.
yeah, it's like, oh, yellow's not popular. Like, fuck you.
Wait, green, blue, and red are primary, right?
Yellow, blue, and red, because yellow and blue make green.
Bum, bum,
Bum. Yellow
I'm
and
an
red
idiot.
yellow and red make orange. Red and blue make purple. Blue and yellow make
Right.
green.
So
and
to
then you
say that you don't like the primary colors is either A, ignorant,
right.
or B, you're retarded.
Right. And so
And I hope it's ignorant and not retarded.
right, because you can change ignorance through listening and humility.
Oh, you saying that you can't change being retarded?
You cannot change being retarded. I don't know if you even knew this. But if you're retarded, you can't change that. You can't fix it. Apparently, I'm retarded.
The best part about this is that you spent so much time last episode trying to be politically correct about talking about black people.
Oh, yeah.
And then but when it comes to talking about people
I'm
with mental
throwing
disabilities,
the R
you
word
went
down.
right down.
Hard. Well, you know, and it goes back to my point of the previous episode, though, which is like what I call like Trojan horse racism, which is like you like making people think that you're not being racist, but the thing that you're saying is also kind of racist. Because like I said, it's like, well, nobody's afraid of Asian people, so it's okay to be racist to them. And so you're implying that like people are afraid of black people, and that's why they're not racist, which is really
more racist.
which is more racist. It's even more fucked up to say. But I'm not afraid of retarded people.
You know what you should be afraid of, though? retarded people with smart people next to them. 'Cause then they go run town in Vegas, and that's how you get Rain Man.
Oh yeah. That's one of my favorite lines from The Hangover is whenever like Zach Galifianakis, some scenario, whatever, I can't remember the context, I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but Zach Galifianakis' character goes, Rain Man practically bankrupted a casino and he was a retard. It's just so funny.
And then Bradley Cooper's response, like, what?
Like, what? Everyone was, yeah, that movie was just so...
But then he goes and does that with
Yeah, it totally does. Just the
great.
shot of them coming down the escalator, just like in like Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman, was beautiful. It was so great.
Have you seen?
I don't even remember what we were talking about a minute ago. It doesn't matter. Like,
have you seen the meme of Zach Galifianakis with like the scenery of A Beautiful Mind?
oh, you're talking about like with all the numbers around his head and stuff. Yeah.
That is my life.
Oh yeah.
I use that meme as much, if not more, than the amount of times you drink chocolate milk in a week.
That's great. I love it. Oh yeah, I love that meme.
It's great.
I've saw it a couple of times in some group texts on tour.
Yeah.
Like when we were advancing stuff. And so I think that like, yeah, so anyway, all that originally came from your question was like, how was tour? Tour's good. Like shows were fun. People had a good time. Logan had
Played to you and one other person.
Wait, what? Oh yeah. So I like Logan's meet and greets went well. I mean,
No, they look great in New York.
people had a fun time. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a good time, man. It wasn't bad. I mean, like, it was a good show from top to bottom. Like, the headliner had a really fun set. The openers were fun, you know, and so
Yeah, it looked like Jake took a lot of pre-workout.
yeah, he never doesn't.
I was at EDC with one of my buddies, Adventure Club, dude Leighton and Christian. And they I've known him for a decade now, and they used to party hard. Then they decided to stop partying. So now pre-show, they each take shots of pre-workout.
Oh wow,
That's how they get their energy for the show.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, just nothing's better than 300 milligrams of caffeine. Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, why wouldn't you do that? You know, you should try that one time.
Just I don't need it.
No, but just like you take like some, like C4, the brand.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you just take like some C4.
Well, I have like an amino acid powder that I use, like
yeah,
that I take
fucking
before workouts.
Put it in some water, shoot it, and like feel like Thanos, like ah.
Like, oh my god, it's not that fast. It takes like half an hour, but you know.
So you do it like as you're setting up.
You do it like that.
On the changeover.
How anticlimactic would that be if like Thanos put on like the power, like his power glove,
Took 30 minutes.
and then like 30 minutes, everyone just like they talk shit for 30 minutes, and then out of nowhere he was just like, like that would be the most bizarre thing ever. But that's what people are like though. That's what it's like, you know. Like our bodies just aren't instant. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. What now that you're post Endgame, I think like for the foreseeable future, I want to spend 5 minutes on Endgame every episode.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you think so? I know that they've announced an Adam Warlock. Are you excited about that?
Yeah. Well, because you've been talking about that
I'm really
forever
excited
because
about
it's your
Adam
favorite.
Warlock. Yeah. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for what they're going to do in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
No.
But something that I read the other day that is just like Marvel. I love how many steps ahead they are.
Yeah.
So do you know why they added Thor to Guardians of the Galaxy? Why they did that? What the payoff is?
Not in the MCU, no.
Because they just confirmed that Beta Ray Bill is going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Dope. Dang, that's awesome.
Right?
I'm really excited about that.
That's a great payoff.
They're getting deep into the characters now.
I mean, you
from
got
graphic,
to.
They're getting deep into the graphic novels now. It's awesome.
So Beta Ray Bill, they're doing a bunch of stuff now with the X-Men and Fantastic Four. I'm really excited about the Eternals.
Yeah, that's
because I don't
cool.
know that storyline that well.
I know it a little bit through the graphic novels, but I've never read like Eternals specific stories.
Exactly.
They've always been like looped into other stories. I mean, I've read a lot about them, but like not directly. So I'm excited about that too. It's gonna be interesting to see if they introduce Captain Universe through that. I don't know if they will, because they kind of made Captain Marvel in the MCU be like the end all be all. Like they kind of, I mean, they did and they didn't, but they basically
did. Did you read the original Sin?
Uh-uh.
Oh, you haven't read that one?
No.
Original Sin's really tight. But it's with the Watcher.
Okay.
Do you know the Watcher? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Watcher gets murdered,
Oh,
and one of the heroes is likely to be the one that murdered him.
Oh, interesting.
It's really interesting
Oh.
storyline. You should read it. But there's a weapon, and I think they have it in a lot of the comic called the Ultimate Nullifier.
Mm-hmm.
And like Captain Universe, the Ultimate Nullifier is a weapon that works really great in comics, but is hard to translate to screen.
Right,
Because
yeah.
when you introduce something of that magnitude, it almost makes everything else so insignificant.
Right.
I mean, it was a problem that they were having when they talked about introducing time travel.
Right.
And that's nothing comparatively to some of the other relics that they could introduce.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where they go. I'm excited either way because so far Marvel has not let us down. In over 10 years, they haven't done it. Even if there's critiques, even if there's things like they just haven't except for
disagree.
Hulk.
I was going to go Dark World.
Oh no, Dark World's better than Hulk.
Well, but Hulk was Universal, technically, in partnership with Marvel Studios.
Oh, okay. So the MCU hadn't technically taken over.
It's an MCU movie, but it was like an early try at how the Sony Marvel Studios relationship works for Spider-Man.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. So there's only 2 properties that have ever been not fully run by Marvel Studios. And technically, if you want to get technical, there's really only one, which is Hulk. Because technically the way that the deal worked for Sony with Spider-Man is that Marvel Studios was like, okay, here's the deal. We're going to do your job for you. You do not get to touch this movie, and you can make the money from it, but in return of us covering our costs and then you can make the profits, we get to use Spider-Man in our other movies.
Oh, which is way smarter for them.
Which is way smarter. So that was the deal that they had with Sony. So even though Marvel Studios produces the movies, after recoupment, the revenue goes to Sony because they
Right.
still own the character. And in exchange for them making better movies for the character, they can use them. They can use the character in the
That's
other.
a win-win. That's great for everybody.
Win-win.
Yeah,
The Hulk was produced by Universal.
that's not a win.
Not a win.
Yeah.
So technically, the only movie in the MCU that was a dud was Dark World.
Yeah, I didn't do that well, but I didn't hate it. It's definitely my least favorite, but
I
that doesn't
hated
mean
it.
that I didn't hate it.
I mean, I'll still watch it.
Right. Well, because it's still Marvel.
It's still Thor.
There's still redeemable moments of the movie. You still get a great
but
Thor movie.
But it is really one-dimensional. You can
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where you can in your head piece the key scenes instantly.
Pretty much.
You know, I rewatched Civil War the other day, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about all this really dope
Dude,
shit.
it's so good.
I forgot about what's his name, the villain that they kill at the beginning.
Oh.
You know,
It's been a minute since I've seen Civil
no,
War.
he was part of Hydra, the dude, and then he gets a building dropped on him, and he has to start wearing a mask.
Oh, you're talking about Red Skull?
No,
Oh, and I know you know who Red Skull is. I was like, is it the dude that put his brain in the computer?
no, that's Z. No,
That's a Doctor whatever.
Yeah,
yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google this. War.
Dude, Civil War was really great. I need to watch Civil War again, and I don't
Really, really, really
I don't know if I
great.
can wait until that comes up in the queue of us for movie nights for Marvel. I might just have to.
Crossbones.
Oh yeah,
Crossbones. Yeah, love Crossbones. I mean, yeah, Civil War comes up. I mean, we could probably film something Thursday in terms of a movie night.
right. But we're not even halfway to Civil War yet in terms of the chronology. Of
What
the
is the
MCU.
next one that we need to film?
It's
Avengers.
It's either Avengers. Yeah, I think it might be Avengers.
Because we did Thor. We did
pretty
Captain
close.
America.
I can.
We did Iron Man's 1 and 2. It's definitely Avengers.
Oh yeah. Pretty solid.
My favorite line ever in any movie is in that movie. Tom Hiddleston, an ant has no quarrel with a boot.
That's true.
It's a great line.
That line's been in other movies too.
Is it? Mm-hmm. It's Tom's line.
That was delivered really, really well.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I don't think that this is true, but for some reason, I seem to have some fabricated memory of Christoph Waltz delivering that line to someone too, because it
Really?
just seems so on par with what he would say. Because it's poetic and witty, but it's also fuck you.
Wasn't Christopher Waltz in the Call on Me music video?
No, Christoph Waltz.
I'm thinking. Who am I thinking? Oh, I know.
You're thinking of yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. Are you thinking of Christopher Walken? He
Yes.
was in a Fatboy Slim music video.
That was the music video. I'm
Yeah,
thinking of.
yeah.
Christopher Walken. That's exactly who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz, obviously.
Inglourious
we all-
Bastards.
Yeah, we all know. Yeah, he was,
He's the best villain ever, and then he tried to play not villain, and it's not that good.
yeah, I know. But he was really good in Django, though. I liked him in Django.
He was a villain. He was villainish.
Not really, though. I mean, like, kind of. Like, I mean, he had ulterior motives, but
Right.
he wasn't like a villain.
But he wasn't a good person. He was more gray.
At the end, you're right. Like, kind of leading up. Well, I don't know. Maybe like Tarantino movies and like Django specifically are like shrouded in like moral ambiguity because you find yourself like rooting for villains and like being mad at the like protagonist. You know what I mean? And, like that's the beauty in like his writing.
Yes.
It's just like you find yourself like obviously you know that Django is like going through this character arc that ultimately you're in support of, but you find yourself getting really upset at a lot of his decisions. Like fuck you, why wouldn't you do this? But then like guys that like arguably are making fucking terrible decisions for like other people only for their gain, you're really likable. You know?
True.
And Christoph Waltz is really, really good at playing a likable bad guy. Again, just like in Inglourious Basterds.
But he was a great bad guy in Spectre.
Yes, he was.
Great bad guy
Super
Inspector.
good bad guy Inspector. I forgot about that.
He plays the good guy in Alita.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
He's good in it, but not great. Plays an amazing bad guy in The Green Hornet.
Oh, I never watched that.
Oh, it's amazing. Amazing. There's a movie that looks right up both of our alleys that he's in
Is
that
it?
came out in 2013 that I've literally never heard of, called The Zero Theorem.
I know. I've seen that on Netflix. I've queued it up several times. I know. I've actually read about it, and I haven't started it. For whatever reason, I haven't started it.
I'm curious now curious what Rotten Tomatoes gave it.
Well, read the synopsis because like I've actually looked up that movie several times because I was like, because one day I went down, I was like, what else has Christopher Waltz been in that I haven't seen? That popped up, and I was like, oh shit, I should watch this, but I didn't watch it.
I got a 51.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, but sometimes those are the movies that do great. Where is the
'Cause I can't remember if it's like
Wait, but
it's
Matt
like
Damon is in this?
Is it like a science? He's like a scientist in the movie, and he's trying to like prove something, or like I can't remember. It's been like forever since like I read about it, since I saw it, or since I saw like a preview for
This
it.
is the movie info. Terry Gilliam, Brazil, 12 Monkeys, Fear of Loathing in Las Vegas. His mad science fiction epic, The Zero Theorem, stars two-time Academy Award winner Christoph Waltz as something Leith, an eccentric and reclusive computer genius plagued with existential angst. Living in isolation in a burnt-out church, he is obsessively working on mysterious project. On a mysterious project personally delegated to him by management, Matt Damon, which Matt Damon's name isn't even in the casting name, so I'm like curious.
It's weird.
Aimed at discovering the meaning of life or the complete lack of one, once and for all. Increasingly disturbed by unwanted visits from people he doesn't fully trust, including flirtatious Banzi, Melanie Theory, management's wonderkind son Bob, Lucas Hedge, his unpredictable colleague Job, David Theus, and would-be digital therapist Dr. Shrink Rom, Tilda Swinton.
I love Tilda Swinton.
It's only when he experiences the power of love and desire that he is able to understand his own reason for being. Amplify.
That's a really goddamn long synopsis. Like most of like I'm used to like 3 lines. You know, purple giant hates scarcity, murders pesky heroes. Like in game.
Yeah, it just sounds a little strange.
It sounds weird, but it's interesting though. Like, seeing the preview for it made it look more interesting. So
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I liked it. I thought it was. I want to watch. I can't believe I haven't watched it yet. It's one of those things that, like, that's the type of movie that's just like, yeah, obviously I gotta watch it. It's probably gonna be cool, but like, add it to the list of like other shit that I'm just like, oh, I really want to watch this. Like, what do I choose and when do I actually sit down to do this? It becomes so overwhelming, like the decision fatigue. I just end up doing nothing. So anyway, looks cool. Zero Theorem. Christoph Waltz is dope. Yeah, how's things like? Cause like you did EDC recently, right?
I did.
How's that?
Yeah, it was really good. It was exhausting. I was there with artist named Say My Name, and then also Insomniac released the comic book that we wrote for them. So we did a comic book for their two brands, Base Rush and Base Con. They have a new festival coming out in July called Project Z, and I got tasked with the job of creating a holistic story around a couple of characters that they had created and an idea. I kind of created this world where a forsaken and forgotten nuclear power plant called the Triarch was lost to history and myth, and these two factions of people called the Lavin and Zeniths discovered it at the same time and decided to go to war in this post-apocalyptic world for the energy and the stronghold that was the facility. And that battle is the music festival. So the comic was the preamble and the setting of the stage of getting to a point in which they are about to battle.
That's awesome.
So I used my favorite line in Lord of the Rings that the King of Rohan used as the last line in the comic. And this character named Commander Lynx says, "So it begins."
Oh, nice.
And that's how the comic ends in getting ready for the music festival.
That's super
and they
dope.
handed the comic out to every artist at the artist compound at EDC and had them around and about during the at the artist lounge. It was pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome, man.
Yeah, it was a fun one. We've been working on it since February.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see it come out and everyone like it.
Well, that's a perfect example of like this new generation that we've gotten to of like art through crossover mediums and like having like a fictional story play out through a comic book, tie into a real world event that is the culmination of everything that you read that you now get to take part in, is awesome. Like that's a super fun way to be able to like move a story through multiple mediums and art forms and then like make it the focal point of like a music festival and like let people be able to like experience like the end of that art that they read in a different way than how they felt when they read it. Now they get to listen to
Totally.
like they get to listen to music and like their imagination can kind of run wild. They're probably gonna do a ton of drugs and it's gonna be way better. But dude, I love that. I mean, and that's pretty much the whole basis of Hero Records.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like crossover art forms and like how do we bridge the gaps between different mediums and show people that like you can communicate through multiple platforms at once as opposed to just having to pick one.
Yeah, I think simply put, it's we're so entrenched in this idea that storytelling for a specific medium has to be done in that medium. Right. So when you write music, you're being a poet and you're telling a story through that poetry, through rhythm. When you're a novelist, you're telling that story through imagery in massive, dense words that really allow you to close your mind's eye and imagine. And to me, all of these art forms have the same nucleus, which is you're telling a story.
Right.
So why can't you pull from multiple places and tell that story in different iterations through the same artist medium?
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I'm excited to see more come out.
Yeah, it's gonna be real. I should have.
with Hero.
I'm an idiot, and I should have brought you some today. I have some at home.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
We'll probably see each other again.
Maybe. What if we don't? This is the last time.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone listens like, oh, thank God. No, that's cool. I'm excited to see more through Hero as well come out. Like I'm really excited about like the extension of that platform through like letting artists kind of tell some of their stories through their own characters in comics, I still haven't read, I should have already read like, the handful of issues that DMC's released, but I just haven't.
Yeah.
I
haven't either. I have them also. Oops.
Yeah. Sorry, Daryl's not going to listen to this.
Thank God.
You and I both like know how he is, and he's just not gonna.
We'll get him on an episode.
We definitely should. We still need to get Doc on an episode too, which we need to do when we're in New York again. But for those of you that don't know or haven't heard us talk about before, Matt and I worked with Daryl Hall, who is DMC of Run DMC. Not Daryl Hall. Sorry, that's from Hall & Notes. Daryl McDaniels, DMC. So I'm so used to saying Daryl Hall because I talk about Hall & Notes all the fucking time. Because I love Hall & Notes, and if you don't, then you need to get your fucking life together.
And eat more carbs. Right?
Eat more carbs and listen to Sarah Smiles. No, Daryl McDaniels is
God damn it.
DMC of Run DMC. Matt and I, like a year or two ago,
A year ago, yeah.
we were in New York and
I
we
record a song with him.
Got to work on like the production team, play guitar. Matt managed, facilitated, arranged session. Got to do a cool couple hours with DMC. That guy's a fucking legend, man. Like he just walks in the room, is just like
Knows how to do it.
just knows how to do it. But he doesn't like really expect anything. He doesn't put out this weird vibe that you like have to like rise to or like cater to. It's just like he like couldn't be more kind and personable.
I
Like,
agree 100%.
he's awesome. He's exactly how I want every artist to be that I work with. I'm not saying that like other artists
He's
aren't
he's
like
exactly how every artist at that level of success should be.
that. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because it's like because the dude's a legend, like, and he knows it. Like, dude, he has no business being as nice and as catering to others as he is, given the level of success that he has. But he's just super down to earth. I love
I
it.
mean, he wrote This Way.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's super fun.
I
So,
think,
what else do we have coming up? Like,
I mean, next week, this episode probably won't come out before, but we do Nerds on Coffee Live next week at Ludlow House. Joe Kelly,
yeah, next
Billboard.
week. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Because we'll probably come out right after that.
20th. Yeah, so actually a week from today, I'm flying to New York. As it's recorded, as we're recording right now. Again, when this episode comes out, it may not be.
We will have already recorded.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
so,
This episode will probably come out in a week.
this episode will definitely come out before that episode does.
Yes.
But it might not come out before we go record that episode. So,
Exactly.
anyway,
But I'm excited about Joe Kelly coming on.
Me too.
That's good. So a lot of people don't know Joe Kelly is the head of arts relations for Billboard.
Yeah.
And he is the biggest UFO and X-Files fan on the planet.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be talking a lot about.
We should talk to him about if he's listened to the podcast, The X-Files Files.
Ooh. We should listen to that podcast this week.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Have you listened to X-Files Files? Is that like is that like a podcast?
Yeah, it's a legit thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm
X-Files
downloading it
Files.
right.
X-Files Files.
Wait, X-Files Files?
Yeah.
No way.
This is a perfect name, right?
That's an amazing name.
So super excited about Joe Kelly.
X-Files podcast?
Oh, is that it? Is that what it's called? Maybe it's a YouTube show, something like that. I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know if this is real. It looks old.
Been a long time. Yeah, so we got that coming up. That's going to be a Soho House event at Ludlow, which is going to be fun. So if you're, this.
Well, it's got to be this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's Kumail Nanjiani's. Yeah, I totally forgot. Kumail and his wife do that because they're huge X-Files fans.
Oh, amazing. I'm so excited about watching this now.
No, excuse me. Yeah, so even better. It's Kumail. I totally forgot it was Kumail Nanjiani and his wife, which they do stuff in like Pasadena and stuff like all the time, like stand up like pretty regularly. Like not hard to go see them live. Kumail Nanjiani's hilarious. He's one of my favorite comedians. I want him to do another special, but he has yet to do a Netflix special, and he only has one album on Spotify, which is great. But I just want to I want more. Like, do another one, man. Netflix is fucking handing those things
Yeah,
out.
I want another Joe Rogan.
I could
one.
probably get one. Yeah, Joe Rogan might get another one this year.
That'd be amazing.
That would be awesome.
But I doubt he'll do it. But he doesn't
Kumail,
wanna
you need
saturate-
one.
I don't think that he wants to saturate the market. But yeah, I agree.
He could, and it probably wouldn't be that big
no,
of a deal.
everyone would love it.
Everyone would love it. That's what Ariana Grande did with all of like her latest record. She
True.
basically released
No.
every fucking track as a single every 3 weeks.
100%.
Just dominated. But again, you also can't get away with that if you're not on that level.
Totally.
So that's the tough thing.
I think we should wrap up. I have to actually get to a phone call to get the art ready for Kuiper.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So I think I showed these to you before.
You
but,
sent some of them to me because I remember. Yeah.
But let me show it to you now. Maybe you can describe how epic this artist is that we just hired.
Oh,
Because
dude.
you're good at explaining.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give him my best shot. We got a bunch of straight lines, and we've got some color at the top and a little bit more color on the bottom, and there's some angled lines for sure. So a little bit of clouds, and there's some reflections,
Dying.
and then there's like texture, like kind of more at the bottom to like make it be like arty, but at the top it's like definitely a lot more digital. It's like more crisp, and so it's like I'm sure these people get it based off my description. Like they know exactly what I'm looking at.
It's a post-apocalyptic dystopian future piece of art in a Gotham City undertone.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, and like I've seen a lot of these before, and so like I'm actually pretty familiar with this art because you and I have been talking about that and looking at it for a long time. But I just wanted to give someone something different to think about, you know.
But,
so
on that note, we're going to leave you on this episode with a thought of positivity. When you have
Yeah.
art and you have an idea, do it, figure it out, make it happen. Don't eat McDonald's salads.
don't eat McDonald's salads.
No, I want you to cut it where I said that.
Okay.
Hard like the other one.
Oh, okay. That's the new thing now.
No, I just think it'd be funny. But then, like, after the music, keep this.
Oh, so this is like a meta conversation now.
This is a meta conversation.
Yeah, from our past to your future, talking about what we just did. About
It's creating
how
a
we
new
did it.
parallel universe. Like, our past is now our present, and our former present is now our past.
So this is just going to be like a beautiful little Easter egg for people that listen past the outro music,
Exactly.
which is not that long, by the way.
No, but just
like,
for those
at all.
assholes that just hear the music and say off.
They'll never know. And those are the people those are the ones.
Those are the people that go to McDonald's and order the salad and the burger.
Probably.
That's a whole nother level.
That's
a whole nother
different
level.
of like an identity crisis.
You
Like,
get the Big Mac and the salad.
oh my god. That's like being like, I need to stop watching porn while you're jerking off. It's like, just stop. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.